Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to Let's Talk Friday. I am your host, Join us. And with me is Dr. Love. Kindly introduce yourself, sir.
Good evening, uh, watchers. Good evening, I'm Dr. Love, as usual. I'm back again on the second time on the show.
All right, thank you so much. I think we're so blessed to have Dr. Love in the studios. As we all know, the topic for today is money and relationships. What does money have to do with relationships? How is it related? Because we've heard of relationships ending because of issues of money. Do you want to hear what relationships and money have caused the relationships not to work out? Kindly stay tuned after this break.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Welcome back. As usual, keep the comments coming. Tell us what you know and what you think money and relationship is. All right, so I'm going to go straight to the first question. I quote, their bank accounts may be full, but their lives are empty. Kindly explain a bit on that.
I think if people have been thinking, if they were, while they were dating, they were thinking when they have the money, they're going to be happy, then they got it all wrong.
Okay.
Reality has to set in. Money is just like a flower. You can have a home, but if you have a flower, the home will look even more prettier. But what will determine if a home will be happy or not is the character of the parties that are involved. Talk of Mackenzie Bezos, who was married to the third richest man in the world. They divorced. Bill Gates is probably the third or the fourth richest person. Yes. They divorced. So it's not a question of money, but it's a question of who they are. What do they want from the relationship? So you're going to find that some people have all the money that they have in the world, but they're not happy. If that even boils down to what you've said, they have all the money, but they are empty. So it's, if they didn't have it in their hearts that they could have the relationship work, then it cannot work.
Okay, so what are you telling people? Because, you know, people start relationships based on different reasons.
Yes.
Some start on money, some start on relationship. And looking at our generation, I think most relationships are starting because of money. If there's no money involved, there's no relationship. How do you, relate to those people?
I think the problem is only on the side of the women, because they are the ones that are going into there for money. Very few men, of course. They are men that like last time.
I actually wanted to defend myself.
Yeah, you should. Very few men would go into there, but on statistics, you're going to find that it's a lot of women that are going there into money, because like I've always observed that all too often when a woman is getting married, she's pushing into a relationship, a serious one. She's just looking at what the man has, not who he is. It's what he is. He has a job. He's got a career. He's famous. That's what they are looking at. Then the other things are secondary, like who is the character that he is. So the moment she goes into there and finds that life will aposta, that's what you've always said. It changes. There's a graph always. Sometimes you are at the top, sometimes you're down there. So the moment they get into there and they find that the money is not there as it is, then the problems start. They're thinking, then what is happening? I'm not getting the money that I want. I'm not having the fun that I want. She was thinking, the moment they get married, they're going to be going out to Alaku Livingstone. We're going to be having fun. She's going to be taking me out for dressing. Now, reality has set in.
Yes.
The man and the woman thinking, now we need to settle down. We need to spend that money that we are going out with to build a house.
Bills.
We need to pay the bills. Yes, we have the kids. We need to send them to school. Now, when reality sets in, problems start. So I think we need to be realistic when we go in there. And I think when the women folk, I think they need to be taught that the moment they get in there, when reality sets in, the money won't be there as they assumed. And they don't have to love a person by
Because
what
of-
they have. They need to love a person by who they are. Because by the end of the day, when they are living in those homes, they're going to find that money won't be the biggest factor when the
Okay.
relationship is there.
Okay, they say we're still here. They say money goes makes the world go round.
Yes.
How can you relate to that saying in a happy relationship?
Like I've always said, I think money is like a flower at a home. We can have a home, a very fancy home, but the moment it has flowers, it will even bloom and looks nice. Money is an extra in a relationship. But what has to be at the core is the thing that we are looking at. We are wanting to make things work, want to love each other, want to respect each other. But when we have the money, that's when we can even show that we have the love. You're going to find that women, like you women, love surprises, right? I'm going to
Very
surprise you
much.
with a gift because I have the money. What if I don't have the money? Does it mean that I don't love you? No. So we have to always remember that money will be an extra, but what has to be at the core is love and respect and somebody.
But they
being
say
treasured.
love nanjala siviendelana.
Of course. Again, on the women, on the men folk, I think they shouldn't relax. They shouldn't relax.
They
And
say
I
the
think-
man is a provider.
Yes. But again, it shouldn't be the core reason why we should be sticking in the relationship.
Yes.
It shouldn't be the core reason why we should be happy. But if we have the money, that will be an extra. Like somebody said, money is not everything. And somebody pushed it and said, if it is not everything, then you just don't know how to shop, where to shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to read this. A stable population is equals to sustainable relationship. What is the link between planned families and money?
What's the first word?
Stable population
Yes.
is equals to sustainable relationship.
Yes.
What is the link between planned families and money?
There has been a maxim that has been spraying around that the people that have the money normally have small families.
That's
And-
quite true.
Yes, and people that are educated, they normally plan when they're having. So you're going to find that those people that plan very well how much family they want to have, they even plan their finances. Unlike those people that go into there thinking, oh, you just have the kids, to think you have the kids. I think there has to be a balance there. When finance comes in and where family planning, having kids has to come in, we need to strike a balance. How much money am I going to have? How many kids can I have? Can the money that I have sustain these kids? Without proper planning, you are going to find that problems will be starting in a relationship.
But just a bit
Yeah.
looking at the old folks,
Yeah.
yes, the old generation, I think the money issue wasn't even that bad. You know, they
Yeah.
just used to depend on farming, maybe selling vegetables,
Yeah.
and you'd find that they had a lot of children, about 10, even
Yes.
50, even more than 20.
I think I come from such kind of a family.
Oh, okay.
9 of us.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What is a balanced view of money in a relationship?
I think in the modern day world that we live in, money plays a very big role. If a person has to be seen that is loved, I think they have to be given money, not just in cash, probably being given a presence, being cared for. Okay, their family being taken care of. So money plays a very big role. If we want to live in a good home that we fancy, like women love to have a fancy home, a fancy kitchen, money has to play a role. If a woman has to see that her family is being taken care of, her parents are being taken care of, money has to play a role. If, let's say, she wants to advance in her studies, she wants to go to school, money has to play a role. If she wants to see that kids are taken care of well, going to a good school, money has to play a role. I think money plays a very big role, but it shouldn't be the core reason as to why we should be in that relationship. But as a man, again, one man has to strive very hard so that he can ensure that this home is stable and by providing financially for the home.
Okay, so are financial differences a deal breaker in a relationship?
It has to be a yes and no, and it's hard to tell. But if a person goes into a relationship with a core reason that I need to have a man that has to have this kind of money, of course that is going to be a deal breaker. And if at all a man is insecure and finds that he has a woman that has the finances, and he finds that a woman probably is not abiding by what he says, she's not following what he says, he's going to be thinking, is it probably because she has the money? Is it probably she has that stable business? I think it has to be, it's a yes and no thing. It's hard to tell, but it can break a relationship or it can build a relationship.
Because I think even most men that are not financially okay fail to approach women who are doing well. What do you think is the cause? Is it because they have that feeling of inferior to say, she's just going to be pouncing on me to say I'm the one who's providing, I'm the one who's paying the bills, now I do this, be a man and do that? What is your advice to those kind of men?
You've said it right. With the men, I think we like to have a woman that is below us.
Why?
Because we know we
control.
Yes, of course, and that is what men are all about. We want to see that we are on top of things. But the moment we see that a woman is
happening,
yes, it's very hard to control. And even when she's just being honest with us, she just wants to stand her ground and defend her rights. To say this is not right. This is not right. A man will be thinking, is she doing it because she has the money? So that is the problem. But on the other side, I think there's a group of men, a crew of men that would want a woman to be financially stable. Because in life sometimes, like we've always said, you're going to find that life doesn't do well with you, then you're not having a woman that's not financially stable. You're going to find problems. Again, we go back to the same problems that we have in the home that are brought about by finances. But when you have a woman that is independent, she's trying to help you build up a home, it is good that way. So it's normally you find that on statistics, you're going to find that a lot of men would want to go for a woman that is slightly less financially stable than they are.
Okay, I think that's why most women that are happening are actually not married.
Yes, and the problem with that always has been that the women that are having it, like you said, that are happening, do not want to be submissive.
Okay.
And men feel that, no, I don't think I can live with such kind of... I think there has to be a balance that has to be struck.
Again, men misunderstand women that are actually happening because they don't need money from you. Yes. They just want love.
Yes.
See that kind of thing.
Yes.
But for the fact that she tells you to say, I want this.
Yes.
And you feel you can't provide, you're like, she's just biased because she has it all. I think that's wrong.
Yes.
You have to get to know the person and just go. I
think for a relationship to work, I've always said there has to be a cut element of fear. A little bit of fear has to be there. It has to be in a man, it has to be in a woman. And how do you fear? I should fear something that if I lose this person, my life won't be that of what I want. I won't be happy. I won't be happy. And the woman has to be thinking the same, that if I lose this guy, I won't be happy. Despite me having the money, despite me having this title, despite me having financially stable, there has to be that fear. But often what I've come to understand is when people are having that money, that fear, it normally doesn't kick in. They feel that they have the money, they can live. They can catch any man they want. They have the money because there are some men, obviously, that are coming in.
No, the part of they can catch any money they want, I think that is wrong because most of the women that are happening are actually very single.
Yes.
Men are scared of them.
Yes.
Very scared, like, she has it. Oh, I don't think she can even accept me. She can do it. They are scared of the ladies that are actually happening.
The attitude of course also happens for those ladies. If you've observed something, if it's not, it could be that they are fearing them, and again it could be that they have been in incessant relationships. They are in, they are out, they are in and out. Ask yourself a question: why are they going in and out of those relationships? Or too often is they don't want to bend to say, okay, let me put myself down. I've got this, but this shouldn't be determining if I have to be in a relationship or not. I have to be in a relationship because I'm bringing in something to the table. And what is that something? Character and attitude. The moment the women have that attitude of thinking they have it all because they have the finances, they can't live in that relationship.
So wait, if the women, if you marry a woman that's slightly of a lower standard than you, they're submissive because they don't have it all. That's what you're saying?
No, not really. Yes and no. Let me say yes and no.
Just either yes or a no.
No, not really. Because I've seen some. I'll give you an example. I saw a couple, though she's late right now. She had a master's degree in law. She got married to a man that just did, I think he went up to somewhere around grade 7. It wasn't in Zambia. He went to grade 7. But tell you what, we couldn't tell the difference who had the money, who brought in the money. Because the woman had the master's degree, she's running a law firm, the husband was doing a business, but guess what? She's the one that financed the husband. She bankrolted the husband and not the business that was doing software. But you couldn't tell when you go into a home, the respect that the woman would level on the husband. You couldn't tell that she's the one that bankrolted. But there are those people that who they are at the core is that they are submissive by nature. Whether they have the money,
I think that's actually comes in with how you are raised.
Yes.
And where you come from plays a big role.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I think let me read the comments, then we go on a short break. We come and continue. You know, it's just getting hot in here.
All right.
Okay, so we have a comment from Roxy Charo. Watching you live. Thank you so much. We have another comment from Chishimba Chichi. It says relationship cannot be defined by money. Of course, money is a necessity, but women should team their desire to money for relationship. Okay, and also from Starboy. Nice. Thank you so much, Starboy. Kindly join us after this break and keep the comments coming.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Okay, welcome back. Indeed, we're actually having Dr. Love in the studios. Okay, so what are the financial red flags in a relationship?
I think I would class them into financial abuse. A lot of people have been thinking there's just GBV, but there's also financial abuse.
Okay.
Where a man picks up your ATM without telling you and withdraws the money. That's financial abuse. Where he goes and gets a loan in your name. That's financial abuse. Where he hides the money from you. That's financial abuse. Those are all red flags. The moment you are in a relationship, you find that the person is using your name, they get the money, they're abusing you. That's a red flag.
Okay, so about hiding the money.
Yeah.
I think highlights.
Okay, there has been a lot of debate as to what should a man tell the wife how much is paid. I've always said I don't think that's very important. What is important is the man able to provide for a home. That is what is key. He cannot show you everything, but if is he providing? I've always asked. There have been questions people ask me. My husband doesn't show me his salary. First question I ask is, does he provide at home? She says yes. Does he give you the money that you want? Say yes. Why would you care if it shows you the salary? So on that, I don't think it's a must that a man has to show the salary, but what is important is that the man has to be there to provide for the home. But the moment he doesn't provide, that should be a red flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knowing his salary, you get married.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be hiding anything from the other party, but knowing, of course, to say he's going to know how much my income is, and I should also know how much his income is, so that at the end of the day, we bring everything to the table and see what we're supposed to do with the money.
I don't think there's a one size fits all formula in this one.
Okay.
Because people are different. If at all we all thought the same, if all we could think in the same wavelength, then I think it would be easy. But we're different. There are people that will use that against you. Here's an example. Let's say you and I are married. You have a pay. You tell me how much your pay is. Then by the end of the day, you come and tell me, okay, this is how much we are bringing in. You're bringing in 3,000, which is probably half of what you bring. Then I'm going to be thinking, where are you taking the other money? No, I'm taking it that, I'm going to spend it. Then I start questioning your expenses. You see where the problem starts? You start questioning. So I think what is important is, are these two people thinking the same? Are they agreeing on things? I think we have to come up with the laws within ourselves. These are the rules that we operate by. You and I are going to agree on this. This is how much I'll be bringing this. Caring so much about what the other person gets is a problem. That is why I've always encouraged the women folk that they should be fighting to be independent. I've always told them that marriage is not a career. Have your own income. If you have your own income, you won't be so much caring about wanting to know how much does he get paid. No.
Okay, I think I asked that question because growing up in a home where I saw my mother and father not doing things separately.
Yeah.
If they get paid, they actually had a joint account.
Yes.
If they get paid, my father can't use money without my mother's knowledge, and my mother can't use her money without my father's knowledge.
That's an agreement they came
Yes,
up with.
and I think that is quite good because it actually helps you not to have those unnecessary arguments over money.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like I said, it's good you brought it up. So those are two people that were putting not their interest, personal interest aside. They are looking at the other party. I want to make her happy. I want to make him happy.
Yes.
So they come to agree. But they should understand that there are some people that you cannot reason with. There are people that the moment you put everything on the table, they start scrutinizing every
How do you
penny.
get married to someone you're not reasoning with properly?
The reason is, the moment we are getting into there, we reason together. The moment we are into there, that's when we show our true colors, that we are not people that we can be reasoned with. That is where the problem starts.
Okay. That's when you realize, now I got married to another person.
Yes.
And now you want to come out.
Yes. And that's when you start thinking of an exit strategy. How am I going to get out of this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so should the relationship be a 50-50 thing financially or not? It's just the chiramuntu nechwa chakwe.
I think it has to be, what has to be there is an agreement between the two of the people. I think they need to sit down and agree on something. They have to lay the ground rules. Saying it's 50-50, I think that is a formula that can apply in this home, but it won't apply in the other home. I think it has to be an agreement. Do we agree? Can we put a 50-50? Can I put 70? And who gets better, who gets more? You're going to find that there are women that get more and the men that get less. Let's say a woman she's educated and she has it all, then she gets paid 10,000. The man gets paid probably a 4,000. Then you tell him 50-50. Where is the man going to get to the 5,000 so that it can be 50-50? It cannot work. I think it has to be a a different formula depending on the home and the agreement that people come up with.
So being it as a man, being a provider, I think explain a bit about that.
Okay. I think a man should be taking a lead.
Always?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because he's a man. I think being a man doesn't mean that being masculine and just being the one that is calling the shots where it comes to the orders in the home. And I think even finances, a man has to take the lead because he's the one that is taking over the woman. Even in the Bible, it says it's the woman who go and join the husband, move into the home of the man. I think the provider has to be the man. So the man has to be the one that has to lead. He might not have that financial muscle to lead because it depends on the circumstances, but all too often you are going to find that the man is the one that has more of the finances. So he has to be the one that has to be in the
But
lead.
there's some men who, if they're the ones actually happening, you have become a toy to them.
Yeah.
They just want you to do anything that they tell you. No,
Yeah.
do this, do that, because they're providing everything for you.
Abusive men you're talking
Yes.
about. If you are to be first, I think in such kind of a situation that you find that a man is financially abusive, I think the first step is talking to him. See if the person that you can reason with. If it doesn't work, then you obviously have to involve the third party. Call in orders, people that are of morals and standing. Let them engage you. And I think in African circles, you've gotten used to people that from spiritual background, where you say you have to involve the third person. The moment you find that it's not working in that kind of a case, look at it again. Wait, is it a very big thing? Is it a thing that I can forgo? Is it killing me? If it doesn't kill you, then you have to just let it go and live with it, because you have to understand. Could it be perfect?
If it doesn't kill you, you just have to let go,
Let
and
it
he'll
go.
continue abusing you. You know, when you get abused emotionally, you become drained, and
Yes.
as they said,
Yeah.
a woman makes a home, and
Yes.
if you're emotionally unstable, how do you make that house a home?
I think I've always encouraged men that they should be emotionally intelligent. They should be thinking of the other person, and if anything, they should be the first ones to be thinking, I want to make her happy. I think a man that is sensible enough wouldn't be happy to torture the woman. And the woman again has to weigh, she has to do her best first, try. Can we work things out? Try to talk about these things. Let's discuss it with the elders. If it doesn't work, I think, like I've said, if it doesn't kill you, but if it is killing you, if you think you are not happy, because the whole essence of being in marriage, you have to be happy.
Yes.
If you're not happy, I think you have to get a kick out.
Okay, you have to be happy. There are
Yes.
days when things are sour and
Yes.
it's not about happiness.
Yes.
And then what do? You understand?
Yes. I think you have to look at the problem. Is it so big? Is the reason why you're not happy a very huge reason that that you can't live with, you can take? If you can take it, you discuss it. If you can take it, let it go. But all too often, what I've come to discover is that we men, the moment we get married, tend to be insensitive to the feelings of our women. I've always encouraged men
You
to
own
do
her.
love audits. Yeah, do a love audit. Every now and then, ask your partner, are you still happy? Are you happy the way you were when you just
When
got
it
married?
just, yeah.
Yes. So when you do a love audit, they're going to speak out. They're going to tell you if they are happy or not. But you're going to find that if at all one is so much on top of it and is so rude, you are going to find that they wouldn't want to engage themselves because they even know themselves. I don't think, if I'm a person that really cares about the feelings of my partner, I would be scared to ask her. But if at all I'm abusive kind, obviously I wouldn't want to ask because I'm even scared because I know it that I'm abusing that woman.
them.
Yeah.
Some people are so insensitive they don't even realize they're abusing you. It's just about them. It's about me. If I do this, I'm happy. Then that's okay.
Their upbringing, I think, even that does matter a lot.
Yes, I think the people. There are some people that were brought up on survival skills.
Yes.
And instead of growing up in a home full of love, they were just born on survival and they're just used to surviving. And they think the best way of treating people is being brutal.
That is why we've always said parents should always remember something. They are role models. The way they are treating a man, the husband is treating the wife, the kids are learning something.
Very much.
The way the wife is treating the husband, the kids are learning something. The kids, the young girl is
So
speaking.
it's a normal thing to insult your husband.
Yes, my mother insults. The young boy is seeing the dad beating the wife and insulting. He's thinking that is normal. Also, when I get married, I'll be beating my wife.
I think that's most men actually, I think, were brought on survival, but that shouldn't be a reason because people learn to learn.
Yes.
You were exposed, you learn to say, okay, this is how they treat people. This is the normal way of treating people because I think most marriages are very much abusive.
I've always said, I think on statistics, if I were to say how many marriages are happy, I think it's only 30%.
Even 30 is too much.
Yeah.
And I think in that 30 new generation are flashbacks because our generation, honestly speaking, nanomba natukatana example ya Chile one who was just recently shot because of a marriage dispute.
Yes.
Instead of solving it, it ended up, losing a life,
Yes.
which is quite sad.
There's another one. How about the Nigerian? I heard about the Nigerian. Was this a singer?
Oh yeah,
She was
that
abused?
lead. And instead of leaving, maishaba na mao to like koseresha. Awe shani palasti kufa. Okay, I think let me read the comments. We go on another short break. We have a comment from Jonathan Kasanda following. Thank you so much. We have a comment from Williams Kawechangopa. Nice topic. Thank you so much, Williams. Mwenya Kasonga. Wow, that's a very nice topic for us young people. Keep it up, Lono TV. Not to forget Dr. Love, Mr. Fundi.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. We are always following you. From Cyprian Lombe, interesting topic. I'm enjoying it, but money is not the true definition of love. See, no matter how or what you can do to her, if she doesn't love you from deep down her heart, nothing money would do. First on this comment,
Yeah.
I saw a discussion of women saying, Chama Nadila Ndikudu buy than Kumushi. I think a lot of women, no wonder they're actually getting abused because they're entering in these relationships for wrong reasons because of the man has it. Or you don't even know where that man got the money from, how he started. Wasanga Pamela Ndokobati, he's happening, he's got all the cars, all the luxurious things he's giving you, and you're just like, okay, this is the man. And
Yes.
Okay, so you also have a comment from Roxy. Okay, this one we read. Okay, so guys, keep the comments coming and we'll get back to you shortly after this break.
Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono Studios. Visit and like our Facebook page at LonoZM.
Welcome back. Okay, so another question. Opportunity is, I'm quoting this one. Yeah. Opportunity is like a ball thrown into your direction. How can families use money opportunity to build their finances and create a stable relationship?
First of all, I think it has to start with first discipline. Because if you want to build on finances, you need to be financially disciplined. And I think honesty has to be there, where you have to engage your partner when you're doing things, make decisions when you're making financial decisions, big ones, not small ones, not the tiny ones that never catch the sugar. Then I need to ask my wife. No, of course, the big ones. Do we need to buy a home? Do we need
to?
Yes.
On tiny things,
yes.
You say maybe just get it to you want to buy vegetables, being it that I'm not the one actually providing for the house. Yes, and the man is so sharp. There's so much
financially abusive men.
Yes. I remember there's one incident that happened. I think that was at home. I actually got some money for my father without asking for his permission. I thought I would tell him after I used the money. Then he asked me like, so I think it's necessary, even the tiny things, to say, okay, so much.
Okay, it depends again on the person that you're dealing with. The kind of person that I am, I think, wouldn't so much care if you're spending on the small, tiny amounts of money. Probably I would care on the big one.
Big ones, like?
Yes. I think, again, it boils down to understanding your partner. Does he care that I spend so much? What is the threshold? And I think it has to be, we need to open about this. We need to talk about these things. We need to talk. We sit down and say, honey, how much money should I be coming to ask you about? Because you need to be open about it. Okay, this much you can spend, this much you don't have to spend. Now, there are also the abusive kind that I talked about, the ones that would be caring so much about how much the woman spends. I say, what would 5 kwacha? Now, to are the ones that even counts if into munganda, or party. Yes, those are the abusive kind of men. But I think when it comes to finances, I think it's best that we engage each other whenever we are trying to make decisions in finances.
How about on the level of just a relationship, not yet into marriage, not even into courtship, just girlfriend and boyfriend?
I think what is the intention of that relationship? Are they planning to get married? I think I've always said, if people are at the stages, there are 3 stages. There's a boyfriend and girlfriend. It's normally the stage that you need to get to know each other. Get to know each other. Who is she? Who is he? What is his family like? Where does he live? How has he been brought up? What is his character? How does he handle this? When it comes, the second stage is where you get engaged. Now, where you get engaged, that's where your question chips in. That is where you start planning those things. Okay, we are going to get married. How are we going to be spending our finances? You are working, I am working. How are we going to? Are we going to be putting money in a basket? Are we going to have a joint account? How much are we going to be spending? Where are we going to send our kids when we have kids? How many kids are we planning to have? I think that is on the second stage. That is where we start planning where the finance is coming in.
Okay. So it depends with what that relationship is in for. If it's for marriage or if it's for pleasure.
Yes. And it's good that we need to say it right from the start. Let's be blunt about it. Where are we going? Are we having fun?
Men run away. I can testify.
Yes.
You ask a man to say, why do you want me? Where is this going? And
if he runs away, run away as well.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Because obviously you don't want somebody that, if you're thinking, okay, there are times when you can say, okay, I want to settle down. There are times when you say, I want to have fun. When you're having fun, fine, but let it be known to both parties. But the moment you say you're destined to say, okay, right now I've reached the age where I need to settle down, go for a man that is thinking of settling down. If you find he's running up and down, he's a playboy, I think you need to get a kick out.
Definitely. Okay, so win your war. Okay, let me first ask you this one before I go to this one. win your war.
Yes.
Your workplace is your battlefield.
Yes.
Analysis paralysis states that you cannot win your war if you rely on one skill. How many skills should one learn to have to avoid financial paralysis in relationships?
Okay, now that comes to money. I think it's not very wise when they say that people have always said that don't put your all eggs in one basket. I think you should have a lot of sources of income. And the problem is if one collapses, you can still jump. You should have a safety net. It's always best that we do. I think if anything, look at what you love. There are people like they are working. While they are working, they have got something that they love doing. Okay, let's say I love doing this, what Lono is doing. Then that would be my second option of income. And you shouldn't limit yourself as to how many that you should have.
Okay.
Do as many things as possible.
As long as you can do it.
As long as you can do it. And do the things that you love and you've got passion for and you understand them. Okay? So you can have 3, 4, 5 sources of income. Like our president has got a lot of sources of income because he has fun. He's a fan of this. He's a fan of the mining thing. He's a fan of that. So you find that he has got a lot of things that he has got a hand in. It's best that I think you have several sources of income. So that when the things are hard in this, you can jump to the other one.
Exactly. So not relying on one source.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I have, there's a comment here that I think we can discuss about before we go to the last question. This is a comment from Bro Collins Cornell Kunda. It says, money doesn't speak, but money has become a big enemy of many families. But with my little understanding, I would love to share something concerning money and how one can make money in a relationship as a friend. Both parties should be good managers of the money by coming up with a budget.
Yes.
One, saving money. In a family, 2 parties should borrow some biblical concept. Proverbs 21 verse 20. I think they can read that. Okay. A budget is more important. The plan of the diligence lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Therefore, in every healthy marriage, there is a budget, and you do not need to be an accountant to have a budget. I think most of the homes have got a budget.
Yes.
And I think as a woman, you should be in front of knowing how to budget, because you know how even those little things are spent.
Yes. And on that one, and again, it boils down to the woman herself. Is she very good at managing finances? You can give her the responsibility that she's supposed to manage the finance. Then you find that she knows how to blow the money. You give her the money. Oh, she goes and do the hair.
New hair,
the
new makeup, lashes, nails.
and money has been just not because people don't have the money they are fighting. There are even mismanagement of money that leads people to fight.
Very
you find
much.
that you entrust them with a certain amount of money, they go and blow it. If it is a money goes and drinks, okay, money that is meant for the kids, money meant to build up a home. So I think you need to understand your partner very well. Is it the person, if it is a woman, is my husband very good at managing finances? If he's not very good at managing finances, I think I should give him, this is the threshold of how much money he can handle. Again, the man also has to understand, my wife is not very good at managing finances. The moment I give her money, she blows it, takes her to her family. She goes and builds a home. Then you need to know that, okay, this is how much I can give her. Of course, when you're giving some authority to the person, you're supposed to give them some powers. So the moment you have to understand that, okay, this is how much I can give her, and she can manage well this amount of money. When it reaches this level, I think I need to manage it myself, or we need to manage it together.
Okay, so going to the last questions. Act with speed. How can we act with money to avoid money erosion in the new normal? Looking at, the new normal, COVID-19,
Yes.
so many things happening, wars in Ukraine and Russia. How do you handle that?
I think we need to look at our finances. How much money are we having? Do we have disposable income? Do we have the loose money that we can spend? Which ones are the luxuries? Do we need them now, or do we need them later? Okay, which ones are very important? I think we need to come up with a list. This is very important. This is less important. This is not even important. So when we come to agree, and that is an agreement that has to be encouraged partners, that they have to sit down and agree. Let's agree. Is this very important? What do we need to? And let's plan. What is the short-term plan that we have? What is the medium-term that we have planned?
What is the long-term?
Yes, what is the long-term plan? So we need to sit down and iron that out and come up with an agreement. If anything, come up with a paper. So like
I think paper that's the best.
Yes.
Because you're able to actually see how much you spent in that month or weeks.
Yes. Come up with that one. then agree. This is the step that we've reached. How much are we going to spend? And I think we can avoid a lot of unnecessary fights in a home the moment we come to an agreement, we put something on paper and agree. We need this, we need to spend this, and this is when we are going to spend it, at what time, and how much are we going to spend.
Okay, so coming to the last, in fact, I want you to actually say the last words to the viewers because
Okay. All right. Viewers, when it comes to money, I think it's always best that you involve your partners. Never ever be thinking, I'm a man, I have it all, I'm supposed to be the one running the show. The woman will feel respected. The woman will feel treasured the moment you involve her in your decisions. Let's say we're trying to build a home. Don't just think because you're a man and men are the ones that are handy. Involve your women as well. This is the plan that we have to come up with. Do you think we should change it? What is the color of the home that we want to have? Should we paint it black? Should we paint it blue? What is the color that you have? Always involve them. I want to buy a car. Do you think it is best that we buy a car? Is this the right time? Do you think we should wait a little bit? I want us to take our kids to this school. Do you think it is good that we should? I think we should always involve. And the women will feel respected and treasured. That I have a husband that involves me in making decisions. You should remember that money really turns the world, and it even runs our homes in the modern day. If we're not involving our partners in these homes, we're going to find that we'll be running into unnecessary problems. And always remember something. It's not always that you should be the one to have the last say, especially when it comes to money. Let also a woman have the last say. Even if you don't like it, but if it is the right thing, you can just say, okay, let her do it. Do it your way. And support her. So that when it so happens, you don't come and sit back and don't sit back and hold. Let her make a mistake so that I come and tell her she made it.
Yes.
If she's making a mistake, she's trying to make a mistake, correct her. Honey, you decided that, but I think it is best that if you did it this way,
yes,
she will learn and you'll be happy together.
Thank you so much. I think it's been a very good evening having you here.
Thank you.
And I think I have one last question.
Yeah.
So, should a relationship be based on love or money?
No. Money shouldn't be the reason why it should be. But money should be the thing that should be pushing us so that we can live happily. But it shouldn't be the reason. What has to be there are just three things.
And
love, respect.
Your advice to the women that are getting into marriages and relationships for money.
They won't find happiness if they think they will. Okay.
They'll never find happiness.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's all brings us to communication, having proper communication. You've said it all. I think it's been a very good evening. And thank you so much to everyone that was watching and commented. Until next time, bye-bye and good night.
Goodbye.
We show you how the face of Kasama has changed each and every moment. Our production crew has now advanced in streaming live in full HD up to 4K. Lono Studios is well equipped for the service. We have 4K cameras for high resolution, DJI drone for aerial view, live streaming video switcher, gimbal for smooth rotation of an object, and many more equipments. You can book us for live streaming to render your services in sport activities, church services, road shows, corporate meetings and workshops, social gatherings, and many more adventure activities. Book your... Lono Studios cares about your memories, and what better way to keep your memories than having pictures and videos. As Lono Studios, we cover events such as weddings, kitchen parties, chilanga mulilo, birthday parties, as well as corporate events. If you are looking for quality pictures and videos for such events, look no further than Lono